Hi there, Ryan Rizzo from Sequoia Designs here. Wanted to show you a couple different ways to hook up your Aquamirror Pro to your water filter bag, which is hanging over here. You want to see it? The good old bag. Anyways, we'll get to that later. But this is the tubing that will come with it, along with this crimper, which is important. So, when you get your Aquamirror Pro, you'll have a few things with it. Two different connections that go on the receiving end for the water that's coming in. A little piece of tubing that I send with it, and I'll show you why. And some pre-filters and a bite me valve, which I've taken the bite me valve off of my Frontier Pro. I don't even use it. I don't even carry it with me. It's not something I even bring with me anymore. But it just slides right on there. And then this one I don't use either. You're not going to need to use it. Doesn't really work well for the tubing that I have with it. And with the system that I've designed, it's not really necessary. But this will hook up to a bigger size tubing for different hydration systems. So you can almost forget about this one if you're gonna go lightweight and do it the way I do it. And then this you can just pull off and you can carry it with you and leave it to the side. But I just drink right out of this, and I'll show you how and why. Just because I'm not going to carry something I'm not going to have to use anyways. But this is to show you the couple different ways to hook this up to your hydration system. So take this one right here, which has the little straight tube on the back of it. Go ahead and connect it on there like that. Then you'll have your tubing here, and then this is going to come from your bag. So when your bag's hung up in the tree, or wherever you hang it, this is going to be connected to it. It's going to come off of it like that. Alright, so that'll be hanging in a tree with water in it, and I'll show you that later. I'll just take this and connect it on there like that. Give it a good little push till it reaches the base of it. And if you notice, it's on there pretty good. It will come off, but it stays pretty good. I've never actually ever once had a problem with it falling off. So, now you want to hook it up to your potty bag so you can fill it and get water and all that jazz. So how are we going to do that? Take your potty bag, which doesn't come with it, you'll have to get on your own, and it has these little connection things right here that you see. That's a screw on the top of it. So when this is hanging up in the tree, doing its thing, getting water for you. Picture it all full of water and whatnot. And I'll show you that in a second. So it's all full of water and doing its thing for you. So you got the tube and it's hanging down. So the best way that I found to connect it is just pretty simple. You see those little ribs on here. They actually get a little bit bigger, the first tube, but the back one a little bit longer and a little bit wider. So you can actually just go ahead and just shove it in there until it reaches the back one like that. And that's that. And then take it and set it down like that. I like to have it so the bag is like this and the filter's straight up. That way the water comes down, goes through the filter, and you're utilizing gravity all the way down until it fills the bag. So that's one way to hook it up to the bag. And that works pretty good, but as you see it just slides in there. So if you are using it in an area where this is going to eventually fill with water, it could get full and pop out. And I suppose that could be a problem for you, but I've never really had that to be an issue either. So another way you can hook it up is this little piece of tubing that comes with it. You can slide that in there like that. That just goes in. But again, this is one of those things where it will definitely come out. So I suggest using this method of hooking it up to the filter. But if you want to, you can take this little piece of tubing and go like this. And if it's just laying on its side or whatnot, just loosen this up. Lay it sideways. See how I have that so it comes out sideways now? The bag. Then you can just stick it in there and just lay it on its side. And this works too. I actually use this method for about 110 miles on a section of the Pacific Crest Trail, and you can just slide it in there and set it on its side, and the bag will fill and get full, and that's that. But again, if you don't want to use this little rubber piece here, you can just set that in there like that, set it on its side, and do it like that. But if you're really concerned with the connection and making it solid, I'll show you a quick fix for taking care of both of it and just making it a permanent thing. And you're going to drink out of this anyways, so. A little piece of duct tape. I like to break it down into 2 strips. And I've also done this on the Wonderland Trail, and I just left this permanently in there. And I did the Wonderland like this. And, give it a little pinch and around. There you go. And since that goes in there anyways, the tape isn't touching it, and it's already in there, and it won't leak. It doesn't leak anyways without the tape on it. So the tape is just to make sure it stays, but it won't leak otherwise with the tape not on there, but it will fall out. So with that said, now you have a permanent fixture on your thing, which you can take off later if you don't like it, but I almost suggest doing this. This worked really well for me. So when it's hanging in the tree, if this fills up with water and it becomes one of those things where it's going to have a little weight on it, you can go like this, and this can fill up and it won't come off. I'll show you that. So if that's in the tree, with this little fixture I've done here, that's on there really good. So when it comes to putting it on there and holding it in, you can just hang it in the tree. This will fill up and hang upward. Unfortunately, I'm using a platy bag that doesn't have the pleated bottom on it, but if you can find the platy bags with the pleated bottom, they'll sit up upright on their own without having anything done to them, with just the water filling it, because it has a pleated bottom, so it makes kind of a square base to it. So if you can find those, this one doesn't have it. They work really well, and that's what I used on in the desert on the PCT. And the reason why I like that is because once it starts to fill, it just stands up on its own. So you can just have like a half a liter in there, it will fill up, and then it will just kind of start to stand up on its own, and the tubing will fall over. And as long as this filter is below this, it will fill. So it doesn't even matter if it's like this, the tubing going down, the water will still go down and come up and come out through the filter. So again, just a quick way to hook a tube up to it so it's a permanent deal. And if you're in a hurry and you just fill your water bag up with water and whatnot, and you don't want to use the gravity system to get water out of it, which takes about 6 minutes to fill a 3-liter bag, you can just fill your bag with water, take this off, because you already have a drinking tube anyways, so why double up and have 2 drinking tubes? Throw this on there, go a couple over the ribs, it's on there really good. Throw that in your backpack or your side pouch or whatever. Have this slung over your shoulder, and you got the little crimper here anyways, so when you're ready to have a drink, just uncrimp it and have a drink. You're good to go. Uncrimp it and, put this in your pocket, or if you're worried about it falling off because this is a little on there, a little loose, you could just take it off and, even just go ahead and take it and stick it in your pocket or do whatever. I just left mine on and attached to the front pocket, little strap part of my Gossamer Gear pack that I carry. So that goes on there really good. You can pick these filters up at Gossamer Gear too online, but this sits right there. So if you're in a hurry, you can just fill this bag up and just use this as an inline water filter. But 95% of the time, I would just scoop this in a stream or a lake and fill it. The reason why I like these bags compared to just hanging one of these and hooking a filter to it is because it holds more than 3 liters. It holds a gallon, so there's more pressure on it. So it tends to filter the water faster. With one of these, it could take up to 8 to 10 minutes to get the water out. So with this, I just like to, again, fill your bag and hook it on there like that, and like this. Put it on there like that. I usually leave the permanent fixture on too. It gives you something to suck on. And then connect it and uncrimp it. With the magic happen, you got your water.